I'd like to call this meeting now to order. Council Vice President, would you be kind enough to read the Open Public Meetings Act statement?
President, apologize, give me 1 second here. Okay. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of May 18, 2021 was included in a notice sent to the newspaper of record and posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and has remained continuously posted as a required notice under the state statute. In addition, a copy of this notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk.
Thank you, sir. Would you be kind enough to continue with the invocation and flag salute?
Yes, sir. Lord, please watch over our municipality and guide us as we make our decisions this evening in the best interest for our residents. Father God, we ask that you provide us the strength and continue with our transparent practices while we continue to create a more affordable Phillipsburg by means of lower taxes and more jobs. We ask that you watch over our residents and keep them healthy and free from harm. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of
the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Outstanding, and thank you, Council Vice President. Roll call, Clerk Kleiner, please.
Council President McVeigh.
Here.
Council Vice President Fulper.
here.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Here.
Councilman Piazza.
Here.
Councilman Wyatt.
Here. Thank you, ma'am. Approval of minutes. There are none for this meeting. Clerk Kleiner, would you be kind enough to read our bills list?
Sure. Current fund, $168,022.17. State and federal grants, $3,108.48. Capital fund, $41,008.68. Sewage utility fund, $20,029.69. Planning board trust fund, $2,025.70. Bridge development, $18,729.50. Dog trust fund, $105. Section 8, $5,838.60. Revolving loan fund, $607.50. For a regular bill list of $259,475.34. Section 8 rent payments, $166,473. The prepaid bill list, the agency fund, $152,724.39. All funds, $178,672.73.
Thank you, ma'am. Do I have a motion to adopt?
Motion.
Second.
Councilman Piazza, thank you. Council Vice President, thank you for that second. Council discussion. Any order?
Council President,
Yes, sir.
I would need to abstain from bill number 82235. Checks made out to me for the Zoom communications that we utilize to hold the Citizens Advisory Board exploratory meetings.
Duly noted, sir.
And then I would request, sir, that we move to table bill number 82256, a bill made out to statewide insurance fund in the amount of $50,000 as a deductible in the Thompson versus Town of Phillipsburg case. And the reason for that, sir, is I'd like the insurance company to inform us on record as to why they chose to settle with Mr. Thompson. And at that point in time, I will then go ahead and speak my pieces. I've been cautioned by the attorney not to do so until then. So I would move to table bill 82235.
Motion accepted. Do we have a second from Councilman
Second.
Piazza? Okay, there's a bunch of seconds.
DeGirolamo.
Fine.
Thank you all. Roll call, Clerk Kleiner?
Councilman Wyatt,
I'll be abstaining from vendor number 7014 and yes on the rest.
thank you. Councilman Piazza,
This was,
This is to
Clerk
pull
Kleiner, this is to
bill,
table,
right?
this is the table,
Yeah.
82256.
Yes to table.
I just want to get clarification from Councilman Wyatt that's what he's voting for.
I'll hold my, and yes to table.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
thank you. Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh,
Yes.
thank you.
Further council discussion on the bills list?
Yes, I have two. 82259 states vacant building permit for Corliss Avenue. Has that building been declared a vacant property that we have to register with the state? What is that for?
Do we have our CFO on the line? I think I just saw a vacant list recently.
He is unmuted right now, Council President.
I believe so, yes. We've moved to vacate the building.
And we have to register that as a vacant building with the state when we do that?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I see the BA has his hand raised. I believe he can comment on it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, the state fire marshal said that with all the alarms in there and the sprinkler systems, in order for no company's going to go in there and work on it. They refuse to do it. And so what he said was, as long as you have it as a vacant abandoned building, that permit will then satisfy the fire permits with the state so that they no longer have to go in there and maintain the fire suppression system.
Oh, awesome. Okay, sort of. Thank you. And 82225, I just wanted to clarify, there was something in the detail that I didn't see that lined up. It was, the description said TOP, Town of Phillipsburg, ADVS, Ingerman-April. I don't know what that is for.
8222.
That's a,
It's under Land Use Administration.
I know we
That
just,
is probably the attorney's invoice.
Okay, but it's not going out through escrow.
No, that gets charged to the town budget.
Rich, are you on? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, so this is Rob. That gets charged to the town budget because it had to do with an executive session. It does not have to do with the actual application. So we are responsible for that charge.
Executive session in April?
There's a pending it's a legal issue.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
I'm good then. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am. Further discussion? Motion to adopt the bills list as amended.
So moved.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Second. Okay. Roll call, Clerk Kleiner?
Councilman Wyatt,
Again, I will be abstaining from 7014 vendor and yes on all the rest.
thank you. Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes, with my noted abstention.
yes, I have that, and Council President McVeigh.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm going to move on to announcements. First is going to be Old Town Festival. We have that going off on a Friday, June 18th at Chappelle Park with a 5K race and the Dr. Dick Band downtown. And on Saturday, June 19th at Walters Park, that's going to have vendors, food, hot air balloons, and bands, and possibly fireworks, depending how the boat goes tonight. So if here's the band schedule for all of you. So most importantly, the music, right? It's a lot of music and food. We have early on, we have Inch and the Echoes. We have Time Wise, Bobby Clark, and one of my favorite large flower heads. And then hopefully at 9:30, ending with fireworks. So I think we've all been inside long enough. Mandates are being relaxed a bit from our governor's office. That's all good signs. And hopefully we can all go out as a community and come together and enjoy ourselves on that weekend. All right. And secondly, I am in talks with Councilwoman. She is up for our council chats, and that is going to be on a weekend sometime in June, obviously minus the Old Town Festival weekend, but we will work that out, and then more information will be forthcoming on the Clerk's Town page, and also I'm sure the Councilwoman's got her own page, a very nice Facebook page. If you don't like it, please do. And information will be coming out on there as well. If you were with the first one with Councilman Vice President Fulper, it was very well received, and that was on recreation. It was very well attended. It was a nice time. So that's all the announcements I have for now. Mayor's report. We don't have a mayor's report submitted. I always do encourage the mayor to submit that so it could be officially for 100 years from now be read into our minutes and be documented, and all the wonderful things that he's doing at town hall. So I do encourage that to come forward so we can read them at our meetings. That also goes into our administrative assignments. I know Councilman Wyant has very good news for us coming up in our second meeting of June. Councilman, can you tell us some of the good news you have for us?
I spoke with Bill Spencer today, and he's very excited to have us in the senior center to have our meetings. I think that he'd like to have possibly you and the BA sometime before the meeting, so that all the details can be worked out as far as the COVID restrictions and so forth, and set up the meeting, the tables and so forth, so that we all comply with the guidelines that the governor has set forth. 15th, if everything goes well, the 15th of June, will be at the senior center.
Sir, I can't thank you enough. That's some really good news. I know it's a lot of good news to our citizens' ears as well. And we'd be, it wouldn't be a meeting without you. So please, you can join us in the BA, who's offered to buy us some coffee that day already. He's already just sent me a text, I believe. He's going to buy us some coffee if we go down there. So that'd be a nice morning to go down there. Any day down the senior center is a great day. Any further administrative discussion?
That's it for me.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other council member? Okay. Public discussion on agenda items. Okay, at this time, because Councilman Piazza has controls, I'm going to turn this portion over the meeting. Councilman Piazza, I will remind you that you have 3 minutes to discuss things on the agenda item. This is a very strong reminder and a helpful reminder to move our meeting along. I do like to do that. We do have a public hearing on the budget. So if you have a question for that, you will have your 3 minutes when we do open that up for the public, when we open that hearing up. So if it is corralled, if it's specific for that, please hold off onto the public hearing on the budget items. Anything else on the budget, as an old friend of mine used to say, have had it. So Councilman Piazza.
Yeah, I have Mr. Morissette.
Good evening, folks. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Okay, well, I have a couple of things, so I'll just, I know this is on the budget, but please fully fund the library at $740,000 as per the request from the library.
Mr. Morris said, I made it myself perfectly clear, to try to hold that, the continuity of the meeting, to hold that for the public hearing. You will have your full 3 minutes for that, I promise.
We do need name and address, please.
And as always, yes.
Thank you.
Mrs. Chapman?
Mr. Morris, have anything else to say?
Oh, I shut it down.
Okay.
Teresa Chapman, 362 Brainerd's Road. I do have a couple questions on Resolution 2021-136. Can you tell us about this power plant, where it's located? Located on a brownfield, over parking lots? Is it in Phillipsburg? And has it been approved?
Ma'am, if you were on one of our previous council meetings, I know you were a regular of recent, there is, they came on and gave a very robust 15-minute discussion. What they do and where they're located. And I believe their operation is located in Lopakon Township in our neighboring town. And if this is just a resolution to endorse our administration to go ahead with the negotiation, to go ahead and speak in support of this program, which I believe our BA is on the line, would probably save us in the amount of about maybe $250,000. So that's why at this time that our administration is going to entertain this resolution. Post.
Has the project been approved already in Lopakon?
I'm worried about Phillipsburg, ma'am. I'm not quite sure.
Right, but unless it's approved, you can't have access to it, right?
Yes, we're entering negotiations, ma'am. That's we're speaking about it. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Donna, I'll find it. Just clicked into the side real quick. Sorry about that. Donna Schneider?
Yes,
Okay, sorry about that. I accidentally hit the wrong button.
that's okay. No worries.
Name and address, please.
Donna Schneider, 26 Meadowview Drive, Lopakon. I also have some questions on 2021-136. I saw the news article in the paper that Phoebus did a presentation in Lopat and to you guys as well. When I went onto the Lopakon website, there's nothing in the minutes or the agenda saying that there was any presentation at all. I reached out to the township 2 weeks ago with nothing back in return to find out what this is. And, there's just no information out there. So I'm wondering if you could tell me the location in Lopakon, and how did Phoebus come to be in Lopakon? Were they introduced to you, or did you seek them out? How did that work?
I can answer that, ma'am. As far as most of the questions I can't answer because I'm really Phillipsburg centric, and that's what I'm concerned with. Our business administrator, I believe, is on the line, and I also have I have like a PowerPoint I got from the people that operate this organization, and they allowed that for dissemination out to the public because when they gave that very robust discussion on our town council site, some of our residents had asked for further information. So I received something. It's something I can't dig up now. It's probably like 500 emails ago. It is Phillipsburg. We're a busy place, but if you'd like to email me, I will get that to you if you like. But as far as the Lopakon question, I would say to call their clerk's office and they can give you direct answers on that.
Yeah, I already tried that. That didn't work. So that's why I'm here tonight, because I can't seem to get any answers. And I see that it's on your agenda as well. So I was trying to get some answers from you on why you're going through with it and what made you want to put a raised solar farm on a 100-acre lot with 54 homes that back up to it. How that would benefit anybody and why you would even be in favor of something like that.
Well, we're going to enter in discussions, and that's what our administration is going to discuss with. And I did give you my offer my email address, and I will forward that information to you. Again, if you're looking for Lopakon, please stay on them. Just keep calling, and good luck with that.
Yeah, no, I'm asking for Phillipsburg, why you would be in favor of something like that.
$250,000 savings, ma'am.
How much is your expenditures every, what are your expenditures?
I like saving $20. So when I hear 250,000, it's a lot. So I have our business administrator on, but I think what I can do, ma'am, is if you like, please email me. I think we're close to that 3 minutes. And if you'd like, I can include our business administrator on that email chain, and we can answer everything you can.
Yeah, and just one more quick comment. And do you
Thank you for your
realize
comment.
that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, thank you for your comment. All right. Thank you very much. All right.
Council President, can I just say something?
I'd rather, sir, keep that in email.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Thank you.
Okay. And I think that was the last.
Oh,
that was the last person.
Wonderful. All right, thank you all for participating in public discussion on agenda items. Ordinance of the second reading, we don't have any. Ordinance of the first reading, it is listed as none, but we do have one. That is ordinance. All right, there we go. That is ordinance 2021-15, the town of Phillipsburg, County of Warren, State of New Jersey, ordinance of the town of Phillipsburg, amending ordinance 2021-12 regarding 2021 salaries for unclassified employees. Do I have a motion to adopt? I'll make that motion. Got a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, ma'am. Council discussion.
I'll start. I'll go ahead. Initially, after some discussion among with the council president, actually a recommendation, I was going to motion to move the funds for the pool into the library. After seeing the delays, and we are behind on getting this budget adopted, the ability to transfer those funds come November I'm satisfied that if we can make that happen, that would satisfy the need to request we transfer it now and further delay adoption of the budget. A lot of things are riding on this budget and people need to get moving with them. So I'd rather have this budget go through. And then in November, we have those funds available that they won't be spent because the pool will not be opening. But I would like to see those dedicated to go towards the library. So that is all I have.
All right, ma'am, I'm confused because 2021-15 has to deal with the salaries for unclassified employees.
I am so sorry. I thought we were on the budget already.
I like what you said, though.
Well, I'm not gonna say it again. So
I like it. I like it.
But I did have a question on that one too. So
yeah,
of course I did. So I noticed we're changing some of these. They're going up. Is there a reason that we're changing these?
And I'm going to look for the hand of the business administrator or the
Yeah,
CFO. Yes, that does do with the hiring official. Yes.
Yes. So two things that we did was we added a couple of the positions in there to enable us to have part-timers in the inspections department in the event that somebody is out, etc. The other thing with the other thing we added was with Clean Communities, and the laborers, we expanded it to look to hire part-timers to be laborers, whether it's picking up trash and whatnot. We expanded it because the market right now, the starting salary for a laborer in public works is $19. So we wanted to make the range big enough so that we're able to attract workers. In this environment right now, we're finding a hard time finding workers at the lower end, and we wanted the ability to have skilled workers so that we can bring them in.
So you're looking for skilled labor for seasonal employment?
Yes.
So these are not kids home on break.
Well, it could
They're
be
going to have
anything.
some skill.
It could be some of them, but mostly we would be looking for skilled laborers. That's correct.
The reason I ask
want-
is I noted some of these rates are higher than the lifeguards who have a required license or skill. And the clean communities openings that I looked at across from the state were all hiring at the bottom $12. So I'm a little confused why we're changing the top tier.
It's just giving us the flexibility in case we cannot get people. And we could deal with lifeguards next year.
Okay.
Better to have a bigger range than not to have a range and not have individuals that are skilled be able to work. Just to have that mechanism to do that. That's all this is doing.
If I can jump in real quick, this is just a technical issue. I'm having a lot of people getting bumped off and coming back in, a lot of the same names. If that happens, just please be patient. I'm trying to just keep up on that. It's not an unusual, it's actually kind of low for an attendance for a council meeting, but there must be an internet issue somewhere.
It looks
That's all I
like
had.
yeah, it looks like there's a storm kicking up by Vicky's house. It's probably coming westerly.
So I do apologize if it takes me a minute to get you back in.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Further council discussion? Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. Okay. Okay, at this time, we are going to go to the public hearing on the budget. I will rely on Councilor Wenner because I do not want to misstep here. Steps are going to be, I'm going to open the hearing. We're going to have a discussion with the public first, and then council will close that discussion. And then after that, we will close the hearing. At this time, I would like to open the hearing. You have 3 minutes. Let's keep it budget specific, obviously. And either physically raise your hand or electronically raise your hand, and Councilman Piazza will pick you up.
Okay.
Council President, I'll move to open the hearing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I have to have a second, Councilor Wenner? Ash, come on.
Well, I was going to suggest, I know it's okay to do the hearing now, but I was going to suggest it may be more beneficial for the public and for the council if we hear first from our auditor, Heidi, who I know is on the call, and she can just do a quick rundown of everything, give everyone a little primer on what's going on.
Heidi, you gave me the cheat sheet, but you didn't put yourself on. She's the best.
Would you like to do that first, Council President?
I most certainly will.
So we have a motion to open the hearing. Did someone second? I'll second.
Thank you. Do I need a roll call for that, Rich?
Yes.
Thank you. Clerk Kleiner?
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, this is Heidi Wald from Nisavatia. Tonight we have the public hearing on the budget. I'd just like to go over a few points. There is no tax increase despite a significant shortfall in revenue. Using a reasonable amount of fund balance and you're paying your required bills. We did get the approval from the Division of Local Government Services to adopt the budget tonight.
That was very good news earlier today. Yeah. Okay. Are you finished, ma'am?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for everything you do. All right. Councilman Piazza.
Are we going public?
I would like to go, yeah, I mentioned before, I'd like to go public, and then after I close the public, I would like to have the council discussion.
Okay. Okay, we have Mr. Morissette. No, sorry, Mr. Morissette. Right. Put it out of order. I'll get right back.
Okay, can you hear me again?
Yes, sir. Name and
Okay,
address, please.
David Morissette, 5 Fairview Heights, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. I'll repeat what I was starting to say before. Please fund the library the full amount of $740,000. If there's some kind of thing that you're going to do in November, guarantee that will be done tonight. If you don't fully fund the library, you really can't say that you support the library. That's what I got.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I believe Ms. Schneider again.
Thank you.
Name and address, please. Oh, sorry.
Can you hear me?
I double clicked. I'm sorry about that. I'll start over.
Okay.
Okay. Name and address, please.
Donna Schneider, 26 Meadowview Drive, Lopatcon. Since I got a little bit cut off at my last comment, I do have a comment. You said that you're saving $260,000 if you approve this this bill or this purchase agreement.
Does it do with the budget?
Ma'am, I'm
It
gonna have
does have to do with the budget. If you'd let me say my question and then you can decide afterwards. I didn't even get through my whole question, please.
Hey, ma'am, I actually went to Lopatcon's website, the minutes from January 2021, along with a video with that agenda that you said wasn't there is there. So if you have a question about that, please review the Lopatcon video and reach out to them. Thank you.
Thank you. The offer still stands to email myself, not copying the business administrator. All right.
Okay. Teresa Chapman?
Teresa Chapman, 362 Brainerd's Road. I don't think it's.
Town, ma'am.
Hello?
The town, ma'am.
Harmony?
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't think it's appropriate that you're censoring comments and muting people.
Is this about the budget, ma'am?
Yes. Someone was.
Not talking about the budget, correct?
Someone was trying to comment about the budget and you muted.
No, they brought up the previous resolution now.
No, she didn't. She was trying to speak about the budget.
I think Ms. Chapman's out of order, Councilman. I'll move.
Okay.
I try to remind people it's our decorum is kind of relaxed here, so I don't want anything heightened. I know there are some sensitive topics, but I'll actually commend Mr. Morissette for his comments this evening. If we can keep it more like that, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, and I think that's it. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Brisson. I didn't see you at first, sir. Mr. Brisson?
He's muted.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
Now you're good.
Yes, sir.
Emil Brisson, 94 Bowman Street in Phillipsburg. I want to urge the council to fully fund the Phillipsburg Library at the level requested by the library director. The library is an essential institution in Phillipsburg and provides many services to the residents of the town, which no other organization is able to provide. I also want to bring up something that I believe is very important relating to the funding of the library. The library and the library patrons need to know that the mayor and the town council support the library and are committed to supporting the provision of essential library services to the residents of Phillipsburg. Without this ongoing support and commitment, the library will be will have to face the same dilemma that it faced this year, resulting in a reduction of services. This year, it involved not renewing some contracts for digital books and magazines. The town budget does not get approved till April, but the new library budget begins in January. Most of the library budget is consumed by salaries and benefits for employees and physical plant maintenance. If the library director cannot feel confident that his budget requests will be supported by the mayor and the town council, he will be forced to guess how the library budget will be affected by the town budget process. As mentioned above, this year that resulted in a reduction of some services. Without a commitment to the library, this scenario could play out year after year. So I urge the mayor and the town council to make a long-term commitment to the Phillipsburg Library to help provide stability to the library budget and the services the library provides to the residents of Phillipsburg. I also would urge the council, if you are going to follow the suggestion made by Councilwoman DiGirolamo, that you make the commitment to that for moving those funds in November and not have those funds go somewhere else. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Person. Okay. I believe that's it.
Okay, so I'd like to close the meeting to the public. And I would like to open it up to our council. And because it is our big movie night, it is the budget, it's what we're here for. I would like to go in order if that's okay. So I will start with Councilman Wine.
I think we have a very tight budget. We are down police officers. We are down, individuals in our public works. So everybody has to tighten their belt, which includes the library. I wish we had more money to fund the library fully and hire employees for public works and put police officers back on the street. But it's just during this pandemic, I think we did very well with the budget. And hopefully next year is a better year. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Well said. Councilwoman?
Well, I already spoke. Out of turn. So the only other point I want to make, just so the public understands, because I've talked about it since I've been on council, one of the very, very, very important things to notice is people that pay their tax bill, pay their tax bill. And there's a lot of parts to your tax bill. Now, the county came in, I believe, at a slight decrease, flat or decrease. I believe it was a slight decrease. Town of Phillipsburg is flat. Your open space remains the same. The library tax did not increase. And I believe from the school board meetings I was on, they are looking at a 1.5% increase. So any increase that you may see, check your property, your school tax line. But other than that, I committed to the mayor, as long as it was flat, I wouldn't agonize, and I kept my word on that. Just, I do want to see those excess funds, just like I proposed last year. Having to choose pool or library, I'll choose the library all day long. So it's open to everybody. It's free to everybody. It doesn't require a paid membership. It makes more sense to me. So that would be my recommendation come November with those funds, but understanding it's already approved, I would like to move forward tonight. So.
Thank you, ma'am. Well done.
Yep. Well done.
Councilman Piazza.
Sure. I like the budget that the mayor presented to us. We were able to keep everything flat. We've had a lot less revenue come in, and a lot of other departments have taken a hit over the past 2 years. There are some provisions that can be used later in the year. We're also waiting to hear back from, I think the library had a special meeting. So I think they have some additional funds at their disposal, if I'm not mistaken. So I think with the cuts that we took in our salary and some other money moved around, we were able to give I think an additional 35,000 over what the mayor has given to the library, plus an additional 5 to the senior center. Those were 2 areas I felt needed a little bit more than what we were originally given. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with what the Office of the Mayor and the administration presented to us.
Thank you, sir. Good job. Council Vice President.
Council Vice President, I'm exhausted, to be quite honest with you. I believe that this budget process was daunting. I believe in terms of the library itself, we had an offer on the table last week, which would allow them, and I believe the mayor made a motion for the board to spend $160,000 to save their employees. I haven't heard back. I don't even know what if they accepted it or not, but that $160,000 will help fully fund that library. That is their funds. They're not the only department that's been cut or hurting, like Councilman Wyant said. We haven't had new garbage trucks or street sweepers in the town of Phillipsburg for quite some time. I think it's time we have to start looking at other sources, other departments as well. And everyone, I kind of a couple emails. Everyone seems to forget that we spent $250,000 on the library roof back in 2018 on top of the $750 that we gave them, $745. As much as I'd like to fully fund the library, I believe they were fully funded. The amount that Mr. Krolak asked for, I think, is unreasonable, and it could have been. They are fully funded, in my opinion. Quite frankly, I'm happy with this budget, but yet still, I'll disagree with Mr. Morissette. I do support the library. Unfortunately, if you don't have $20 in your pocket, you can't spend $20. It's the way it is. I got 14,500 people I got to think about.
That all, sir?
Yes, sir.
I know you're tired. We're all tired. Thank you very much. Good job. It's a $19 million budget, and it's a good one. Your municipal taxes are lower than they were 4 years ago, and that's the job we've done. The first 2 years, personally speaking, it was extremely difficult to do it without the support of the administration, without even a mayor that was present during budget hearings. And someone that was a freshman and sophomore councilman, that's kind of tough. And I personally thank our CFO for leading the way for that, and he knows that as I talk to him, in public meetings, and I talk to him personally. Thank you for that. And last year it got a little better. Mayor DeSigny was on his own, but he submitted a budget. It was a good budget, and then our group collectively worked together, and with those 6 minds, got the budget flat again. So we did it. This year, I just want to mention that it hasn't really been mentioned to this point, is my unsung hero, as always with our CFO. My unsung hero is our business administrator, Rob Benjavanga, who now, working in conjunction with the CFO and all the other departments and the mayor that does attend budget meetings, made it a lot easier for us in our decisions to come forward. Now, there were some heavy hitters in this one that we had to deal with. Obviously, the library. I will save my library points for my open time, because this is a whole team. It's not just about one part in the all the departments, albeit the library is not a department, but it's about the totality of the $19 million budget. I know we heard about DPW, and we're borrowing another township sweeper. We know we're down police officers, and and again, Chief Stetner put in for the extra cameras throughout town, 60,000. We had to cut that out. My group that I personally champion is the inspections, and especially with a new code officer that, I've said it before to my peers. It's like, when you get a new chef in the kitchen, you got to give the chef the tools to make the meal. Got to give him a good meal. So for me, it's about inspections. So when November comes, we all have the council and I had a brief discussion on this, and it's we'll speak it out. November is not too far away, but we have a really, really sound budget again, keeping it flat again. It's what we do. It's we're 5 people, 6 with Clerk Kleiner, 7 with our counselor, and it's we're a team that does this on the first and third Tuesdays of the month. A lot of people like to hold us to different standards all throughout the year and stuff. That's great. We don't supervise anybody. We're not in charge of personnel. We're not in charge of enforcement. We're in charge of your money. And look what we did. We wear the belts once again. So with that, I would like to close the public hearing on the budget. And I would like a motion. I'd like to read Resolution 2021-130A, a resolution providing for the adoption of the 2021 municipal budget for the town of Phillipsburg. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
We have further council discussion. Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes, great job. Proud of everyone involved. If you give me a minute. Resolutions. Consent agenda. Any council members? Any agenda you would like to see for discussion to be pulled?
Yes, 2021-134 and 136.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just briefly. Yep.
Any other council members? Motion to adopt the consent agenda minus 134, 2021-134 and 2021-136. So moved. Thank you, sir. Second.
Second.
Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. Resolution 2021-134. Ma'am, you're up.
Yes. So in conjunction with, this was lengthy and I did reach out to the recreation director to get more information on it. So in conjunction with resolution 2021-60 that we passed, it seems like we are putting a good emphasis on tourism and recreation. What I'm wondering is the county information we were sent regarding this bicycle route. I looked it up and I could not see it going through Phillipsburg, as is mentioned. But I did see this was 6 years ago. So did something come up that changed the need for this? And
Yeah.
are we still eligible with that time?
I'm gonna unmute DJ. Just give me a second to find him.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. What was the question again? I'm sorry. I'm trying to manage my kids in this as well.
The information I saw said that the county was looking into this 6 years ago. So did something else come up recently because it looks like the route is going to be along South Main.
Yeah, so the way the route would take is through Lepatcong and past North Main Street, up Broad Street, South Main Street, and either take one to two directions, cross over into Easton across the Free Bridge, or continue up South Main Street up through Delaware Heights and down through Powhatan. Those are one of two routes that it could take. This was handed to me end of last year, and the gentleman, very persistent, kept asking me about it. And we were finally able to get the information, which was the same information that I had sent you via email, to feel comfortable enough to put this in front of the council.
Okay, but did something change? Again, I noticed it was 6 years old, so I didn't know if there was new money or new funds that would make it a reality. Again, I think it's a nice compliment to 2021-60. It's going to put a lot more recreation and bikes and walking on the Main Street area if it would take that route. So both would, according to where that county road comes into Phillipsburg. So did something change in the last 6 years that is pushing it forward? That's the only question I had, just to learn more.
I mean, not to sound any particular way, but I mean, I'm here now, and we're focusing heavily on recreation and tourism opportunities. And again, this was floating around town hall. I don't know exactly which office, but it got to mine, and then we did the research. And like I said, I feel comfortable now putting it before council.
All right, great job. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Further discussion on 2021-134. Motion to adopt.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. Resolution 2021-136, Councilwoman.
Yeah, so actually, a couple points I just wanted to point out, because I was on a second conference call about this program with the Warren County governing officials. So we got a little more detail, and Bob and I did some research on it afterwards. So while I'm perfectly happy to give the mayor the opportunity to explore anything that'll save our residents money, of course, I recommend we double check that savings estimate, because we only spent $261,000 to JCP&L last year in energy. It's nowhere near that number, because immediately I was wondering how we were going to save more money than we spent. So we actually spent $261,000 in 2020. That's including lights and regular energy. So we weren't sure if possibly the sewer plant got included, the schools, some other non-town of Phillipsburg entities. But I just recommend working with Bob. The mayor keeps that into consideration on what those numbers look like. Savings is savings, to the point if it's $20, it's $20 that we save. But just double check those numbers and what exactly we're looking at, because we want to make sure we're not committing to buildings that aren't ours. So that's it. But I'm happy to support it.
Thank you, ma'am. That savings was based on a 25-year contract, not 1 year.
Oh, okay.
That's the contract. Now is when if I know our BA wanted to come in before, but it was a point of order in the meeting where it wasn't to be addressed at that point. So if our BA wanted to come on and make points regarding this resolution, because the councilwoman did untable that, and then this is a perfect opportune time to do so. If you feel like it's discuss the savings, thank you. And let me know if I'm accurate on that contract for 25 years.
Thank you, Council President. Just wanted to say that obviously this is just allowing us to go into negotiations to explore if the potential savings is there, so that we have the ability to save the taxpayers. It's over a certain amount of time. We've got to go through all of our bills and stuff like that. But anything that can save the taxpayers money in the long run, it's not going to happen immediately. but we need to plan for the future so that we're able to continue these flat budgets for our residents. And that's what we are going to go into talks with. And we hope it comes to fruition.
Thank you, sir. Further discussion? Motion to adopt 2021-136.
So moved.
I'll second. Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. I will be moving on to new business. We had or have two habitability hearings on. One for 124 Mercer Street and one was a follow-up for 159 Mercer Street. I'll jump in at this point in time. I would like to make a motion to table both of these for the same exact reason, is that I believe on the 24th, our new code officer is in effect and has expressed to myself and the administration that he would like to take a walk through inside both with the lien holders, mortgage holder, whatever we have there, to get a better assessment and appropriately come before council during a habitability hearing to explain what he has set his eyes on and to give more of a professional, and that's why he was hired, his opinion for that. So right now I have a motion on the table to table both 124 and 159. Counselor, am I allowed to do both at one time or do I separate them out? Do you want them separated out or do you want, I gotta do them together?
Just motion to postpone to the next meeting.
Hold on.
Sorry about that. I was trying to get unmuted. No, you can motion to adjourn them both to the next date, which would be for the record. Are we doing it June 1st?
Yes, sir. June
Okay, we'll
1st
send
will
out
be
revised notice.
June 1st will be on Zoom. Yes. Okay. Motion to postpone to the June 1st meeting.
So moved.
I'll second. I made a motion. Bobby, you seconded. So moved. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll second.
Roll
You
call,
got it.
Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes, thank you. And I do see the counselor for 159 Mercer on here tonight. Sir, thank you for sitting through our budget process. I hope you enjoyed yourself, but while we want to make sure that we give you and your client every opportunity to move forward and rehabbing that property the best it can be. Thank you, sir. Okay, town-owned property sale. This was added in, and I'm really going to lean on Councilor Leonard for this.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep. So the council will probably recall that last month, we authorized letters to be sent to the adjacent property owners of non-conforming lots, which were owned by the town, inviting those adjacent property owners to submit bids for the purchase of the property owned by the town. The town reserved itself the right to reject any bids that it deemed not sufficient enough. And by law, we are first required to offer for sale the adjacent lots which are non-conforming. So that's why that was done. And Vicky, do you have the list? We sent that over to you earlier.
I
There you have the
do.
list.
I added the ones I had. I can't find it. Okay. It's in my file. Here they
Council President, I think we have a Roberto Martinez on. He was part of the habitability hearing. I think he just has a quick question, if that's okay.
I remember Mr. Martinez.
Yeah.
He's doing a nice job with the property so far. All permits are in
So while
order.
they're figuring things out, Mr. Martinez, did you have a quick question about the hearing?
Yeah, I just want to know if you rescheduled for June 1st. My
That's-
meeting, I wasn't clear with that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Hey, thank you very much for
Thank
attending.
you.
I saw some of the pictures, Mr. Martinez. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
So yes, I have the list and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties that we received bids on. And we received 6 bids. One property had 2 bids. Did I lose Attorney Winter?
No, I'm here. I was just waiting for you to read those.
Okay,
sorry.
I didn't know what you wanted me to proceed with. So we have block 1115, lot 18, Lincoln Street. We received a bid of $2,711. We have block 305, lot 14, 94 Morris Street. We received a bid of $2,000. Block 2701, lot 7 of 955 Green Street. We received 2 bids on that property. One was $20,000 and the other was $7,500. We have block 1805, lot 12, the rear of Center Street. We received a bid of $201. And the last one we have is block 909, lot 35, 17 Hudson Street. We received a bid of $2,000. The rest of the properties on the list, we did not receive anything at this time.
Okay, and the deadline for submitting bids was May 13th, which obviously has passed. So if the council is inclined to accept all or accept some or accept none, it is free to do so. And then as to the remaining properties for which we did not receive bids, those will be listed for sale at public auction.
Councilor Winter, the one that has the 2 bids on it, how do we move forward with that? Is there?
My recommendation is to take that. Yeah, you take the highest bid.
I just wanted to make sure if
yeah,
there was something placed by some state statute on what we have to do, but okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Council discussion on any of the said properties?
I think we ought to move forward and sell all of them.
Yeah.
Get them on the tax rolls.
Further discussion? Councilwoman, do I move forward with a motion and then a second and then accepting the
highest bids for all properties for which bids were received?
Outstanding. I have a motion on the floor, yep, to accept the highest bid on all properties received.
I'll second.
Thank you. Discussion? Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. Thank you for that, Counselor. Much appreciated. That was a first for
You're
us.
very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public petitions. I turn it over to Councilman Piazza at this time. You will have 3 minutes for your discussion. If it's something that you can email us or as individuals or as whole, I always remind you every meeting to please do so. Contact us via phone or email. Thank you very much. You do have 3 minutes.
Okay. Mr. Morissette.
Hello, David Morissette, 5 Fairview Heights, Phillipsburg, New Jersey. You all can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. Regarding, there was a $50,000 deductible that was on the bills list. Do you normally pass a resolution for those?
I can answer that.
Yes.
So Mr. Moore said this is Rich Warner. No, if it's the deductible, it's paid. The being on the bills list and the bills list being approved for payment is what is needed from the finance perspective. To
Okay,
authorize the
excellent.
payment of that bill.
Thank you. And
welcome.
last comment, I guess at the end of the day, based on what everybody behind the dais is saying, you're down services in the town. You can't fully fund the library. You're down 3 police officers. You've got problems with DPW where you're borrowing equipment. I think you're down employees there. And you're proud of the budget and how well you're running the town. And you're doing a lot of time congratulating yourselves. But with everything said, I'm a bit mystified with why you're all congratulating yourselves when we have all these holes. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
Okay, Mr. Minor. Joe.
I'm Joe Minor. I live at 392 South Main Street in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. First, this pattern of being locked out of meetings continues. I was unable to get to the sewer meeting this evening. Second issue is the Joint Toll Commission had raised the price for crossing the Pay Bridge, which will pour more traffic into Union Square. And point out that the Joint Toll Commission is the person that controls the traffic patterns in Union Square, so they are not going to take out the bottleneck. Basically, you're going to have one road going over that bridge west. The State Liner United Apartment Complex is a loser. It is going to destroy our quality of life by turning the town into a giant traffic jam focused on Union Square. It needs located elsewhere. I suggest between Delaware River Park and the railroad. And the fourth item is I submitted a promise from Recreation that they were going to open the toilets in Delaware River Park. They're still not open. It's just a reminder. You told me last winter you were going to open them. Please do. Thank you. That's it. Oh, one more thing. If you want to fix the town, you're going to have to increase what you spend. You got going to make the town better by hoarding money. And we want a better quality town. Increase the budget. That's all. Hallelujah.
Thank you as always, Joe.
We'll take you up on that if I'm around next year, Joe.
Miss Schneider? I'm hitting the unmute.
Are you there?
Yes, I am. Oh.
Okay.
Sorry.
There
You
we
have
go.
it? Oh, sorry about that. I double clicked on you.
No worries. Thank you, Councilwoman DiGirolamo, for asking the question about the savings for the solar. That was what I was going to ask during the budget question. It seemed a little odd that you would save $260,000 in a year. So I appreciate you asking that question to clarify that it would indeed be about $10,000 a year over a course of 25 years. So thank you for that clarification. I appreciate that. Second, the news article in the paper stated that the meeting in Lopatcong was in February. Looking back, I can see in January there was a presentation, but it did not list anything regarding solar. It didn't, Phoebus, nothing. It says a farm, and a Clifford Farm presentation by Andrew Kennedy. That really doesn't tell the residents here anything about what that presentation is going to be. So yes, misleading and not enough information for anybody to know what that even means. So that's another. And third, this solar field will be in the backyards of 54 residents that can actually go and touch it. You know, we are one and the same, Lopat and Phillipsburg. We really are. Your councils are one and the same. We all are here together, but yet it doesn't seem like anyone is caring that 54 homes will be affected by this, and even more than that, because you can see 15 feet up in the air these things, and there's no farming that will be had, because I can see the solar field in Lopat now on Strikers Road. There's dead trees, there's weeds, nothing's maintained. Nothing will be maintained in this one either. And it's just really sad that you're worried about $10,000 when people's home values are going to go down $100,000. And it's just, you know, there's got to be another way for you guys to save $10,000 during a year, not to disrupt people's homes and their lives and their house values. So if I had gotten the time to have said my question, it would have been a budget question instead of you cutting me off. And this is my first meeting here. I don't know any one of you, and I would appreciate maybe a little bit less hostility, because the hostility I'm getting from you is pointing me in a direction of something is wrong, something's fishy about this, there's something going on, and I'm going to keep looking into this because something's not right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your comment. Welcome back.
Mr. Brisson. Mr. Brisson? Oh, there it is. It's a little lag. I apologize for that.
Okay, no, I made a mistake as well. So I know that the council is proud of the fact that there has not been an increase in municipal taxes in the last 4 years. But I just want to point out, I looked at the budgets and the items related to different types of insurance, liability insurance, workman's comp, employee group insurance, and also looked at the statutory expenditures, which are public employee retirement, Social Security, police and fire retirement, unemployment compensation insurance, deferred comp. From 2017 to 2020, the cost for those things went up an average of 14%. Okay. And I just like, if those things are going to go up and you have no control over what happens to them, how they go up, then the only thing that you can do is reduce services to the citizens of Phillipsburg, which it seems like is happening by the things that have been mentioned, the problems that we're having with funding certain things, library, police, DPW. So I understand you wanting to keep the taxes flat, but as Mr. Minor said, if we want to have services, and library services, for example, will be cut. If you want to have services for the people of the town, maybe we need to do some tax increases at times. You know, reasonable increases, but things that are thought out and reasonable. But I don't think that it works to just keep taxes flat forever. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brisson. Okay. Curtis Velsich, did I say that right, sir?
Yes, Curtis Vilstich, 19 Wordsworth Lane, Lopat Cone. Can
Yes,
you hear
sir.
me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I would just like to follow up from last town council where you passed the resolution 2021-120. Myself and one other person pointed out that the New Jersey state law that was being quoted in there, whoever put this resolution together, it looks like purposely edited the law to that a portion of that was left out. We brought that up to keep you from passing that resolution, but you still passed it. I brought it up on the library board also that was missing. I also sent an email to two of the members here on council. Mr. Fulper, I appreciate you responding to me. You had mentioned that you were going to follow up to see about that, and I would like to find out if there was any inquiry as far as why that phrase was purposely left out of the New Jersey state law that was quoted in that resolution.
Yes, sir. I will defer to Attorney Winter. I did reach out to him on your behalf, and what I was told was that there was nothing left out, but I'll defer to Attorney Winter, who had put the resolution together.
Thank you, Councilman. Yes, it wasn't intentionally left out. The statute that you're referring to does have a provision accepting from the calculation dedicated or restricted funds. The bottom line number that was included in the resolution, the calculation that was deemed to be owed to the town did not include restricted funds. In other words, the calculation was done in accordance with the state law. So although that section of the law was omitted inadvertently from the resolution, it does not affect the validity of the resolution, nor did it impact the calculation of the amount deemed to be due and owing to the town.
Okay, I would disagree with that, but I appreciate your comments. But again, just by having a part of the state law being purposely omitted from your resolution in trying to
I
enforce
disagree
that
with your
law.
character. You keep saying it was purposely omitted, and I'm telling you, it was not purposely omitted. It was omitted. There was no ill intent behind the fact that it was not included in the resolution. And again, it did not change the net result of the resolution, nor did it change the calculation, nor did it affect the validity. You could put that language in the resolution, and the resolution would read exactly the same, the exact same outcome, except for the fact that you would have that section of the statute included in the resolution.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I believe that was it.
Thank you very much. That closes out public petitions.
All right.
Thank
3
you.
minutes.
Good. All right. We do not have a discussion this week. We have council open time. I will start with Councilman Wyatt.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good meeting. Councilwoman DeGirolamo.
Yeah, I just want to bring up a couple points. I had a few others, but they can wait. I just want to welcome Melt. I was down there for the opening. They sold out their first weekend here. So it is so nice to see a business come in and have a really successful grand opening. So I want to congratulate them, welcome them. I did welcome them already personally. And of course I tried the state liner, but everything was fantastic. I want to thank Ed Salt. So a few community members have gotten together and done what you could call a grow and give program. They've taken out space down at the garden club and they're growing. They're giving plants away to people who might want them to grow their own food, and they're donating the food that they grow in their backyards and down at the garden. So I thought that was a really nice gesture. So we're going to promote that through the Neighbors Helping. I spent a good amount of time on the phone today with Assemblyman DeMayo's office. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm getting an enormous amount of phone calls from renters being displaced for multiple reasons. Homes are being sold is the primary reason. I expressed to him, I have an enormous amount of concerns about the moratorium ending, which is happening pretty soon. So I have a feeling this is going to become a hotter topic as we see that. So his office forwarded me some information that I'll be sharing regarding utilities, because the utility shutoff time is ending as well. They've been a help. We had a resident reach out that was one of the fire victims. So that's what he and I got in contact about. But their office has been very proactive in listening to me and my pleas for supporting people. Also a shout out to the Family Center. Bob Frankenfield has been taking every call I've thrown at him. We had a few elderly disabled who were losing their tenancy. The properties are being sold. One seemed to be the result of the sewer rate. The landlord wanted this tenant to pick up her own utilities and without changing the lease, and we got her the legal help she needed to get that resolved. So I appreciate everything Family Promise does for our residents. Last but not least, the traffic downtown is absolutely dreadful going over the Free Bridge. I don't know how many people. I was there at 7:30 on a Thursday, and it was backed up to Route 22 to get over that Free Bridge. I don't know if the mayor's office is working with the Bridge Commission or whoever we need to talk to, but that backup was horrific. It's terrible every day, and I don't know what we can do about it. I know we're having an onslaught of accidents. I know the state police were here today on Lincoln. So I don't know if they're helping monitor the Route 22 situation, but I did see, I think the mayor put out an announcement that he's requested a change on 22, but we have got to, and again, not my wheelhouse. I just know it's a problem. That traffic backing up all the way to 22 up past the turnaround it's really out of control. And I'm sure it's only going to get worse, but I don't know what we can do about that. But mayor's office, business administrator, if we can schedule something if it hasn't been done already. I just haven't been told if it has. It would be great to do something because that traffic situation is extremely bad, especially when the trucks get stuck. So that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Good meeting. Councilman Piazza.
Sure. So I fielded a lot of inquiries about the pool this year, this past week, actually. That seemed to be the most on people's minds. There was an issue with the bid and the vendor. Unfortunately, we erred on the side of caution. It'll take, a little longer to get this done, but it's better to take your time and do something properly than to do something wrong and have to pay for it later. I was just made aware this week that Norwest Cap is having to answer for some possible bid issues that the town had in 2017. There was some work done by a local contractor, K's Electric. Both K's Electric and Norwest Cap are both stockholders in this town. They've been here a long time, and they're going to be here a long time going forward. So our 2017 auditor's report does say that we need to follow the public procurement laws. And if something did happen, we can't let our stockholders pay for this 4 or 5 years down the line. So what we do today, if there is an issue with the pool and the bid and the vendor, it's better to take your time than have somebody else down the line, maybe us or one of our stockholders in town, have to answer for it later. So I just think, due diligence is what it takes, and just to be extremely cautious. So hopefully, the pool will open next year. Sorry about that. I apologize. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Good meeting. Council Vice President.
Council President, I apologize for my fatigue this evening. As you know, I'm a little under the weather, but I really want to commend you and Councilman Piazza for your enforcement of the strict decorum this evening. First, I'm going to address Mr. Morissette's comment about whether or not we should be congratulating ourselves regarding the budget. Mr. Morissette failed to mention that the reason we're in such financial disarray is because the administration he was part of spent a lot of time and effort placing us into a financial hole by creating job opportunities for their friends, handing out exorbitant salaries and raises, and spending more funds unnecessarily on signage, flower baskets, plans that would never come to fruition, personal agenda items, or videos to promote throwback sports stories. We're coming off a pandemic where people haven't worked. They're struggling, and this small group wants us to raise taxes. And why? We really have to ask ourselves why. This is a group that used this town as an ATM machine, and when we were elected to stop the siphoning of town funds for created jobs, non-statutory jobs, I might add, they mobilized, hired the same attorney, and collectively sued us under false pretenses to obtain insurance settlements. And even though the insurance company settled and we didn't have the opportunity to get our day in court, because I know that we would have won, we still saved the town money. But the fact remains, your group put this town in a major financial hole by acting like taxpayers' money was your personal money to spend. And it hasn't happened since we were elected. And to be quite honest, we should be congratulating each other and our professional services for the hard work that they've done, working on this budget, the last 3 budgets, bringing in new businesses, new revenues, and finding creative ways to provide more to a town that has a 19% pre-COVID poverty rate. We don't know what it is yet, post-COVID. It's no secret what's happening here. When you look at the names and cross-reference them with certain websites and campaign groups, you don't need Sherlock Holmes to figure out what's going on here. It's an election. They've already lied. They've already adopted negative campaign practices, and it appears that they're mobilizing now and calling in reinforcements from other townships in an attempt to use our council meetings as a campaign platform, which is highly inappropriate. They have a website. They have a Facebook page. They can play by the WWE rules there and decide upon their favorite flavor of ice cream whenever they choose. I'd really rather keep these meetings as we have the last 4 years, progressively moving in the right direction. That direction, Council President, as you witnessed here this evening, has for the 4th straight year not raised taxes. And for the 2nd year in a row, now that we have a healthy working government, attracted new businesses, new ratables, created jobs. When I say created jobs, Council President, I don't mean this government created jobs. I mean the businesses we brought in created jobs. Upgraded our recreational facilities and fields. And we held every single person accountable no matter what. I'm proud of what we accomplished. I'm proud of what we accomplished together. And I refuse to submit to these troublemakers. And that's all I have, sir.
Well said, Council Vice President.
Did I mention, Council President, that warehouses create jobs? If I didn't, I'd like to go on record by saying warehouses create jobs.
Duly noted, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. First and foremost, I want to pray all is well. I was not unmuted, and if you did hear the multitude of emergency vehicles flying past here, I only can pray that we don't have another fire or carjacking or stuff that we have in our town of Phillipsburg. As one out-of-town resident said, that their town's just like ours. It's not. So I pray all is well. And thank you, Council Vice President, for complimenting myself and Councilman Piazza, because hostilities should not be mistaken for maintaining order in a meeting that I'm in charge of. That being said, Councilman Fulper, I hope you're ready, because on June 1st, you are going to take over as my spot, because I will be departing out of state for a number of days, and you will be running that meeting. I think a lot of townsfolk are very excited to see you back in the saddle again. So good luck with that in my absence.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I'd like to make Rich Winter vice president, but I can't. So save that for another time. I'd like to move him to Phillipsburg. That'd be fantastic. Secondly, our June 15th meeting, as Councilman Wyatt gave us a huge win today, we are going to be at the Senior Center, and we will be coordinating that as soon as possible with everyone there. And I'm super excited do that. That for me, that's where it all started, attending the town council meetings. Third, I want to wish everyone, because I will not, this is the last meeting before Memorial Day weekend. So please be safe, have fun. I hope the weather's great for cooking outside and enjoying with your loved ones. And lastly, I've been up since 4:30 this morning, actually. It's this day in the budget, and I was wondering how much I was going to hear. Not so much the support of the library, but the non-support of council from some fractions of the library supporters that seem to put the onus and the blame on council. I would like to read to you a small timeline of an email search that I went into, and not only an email search, but also some meetings or interactions we've had. And I'm not going to bore you with the minutia. This is all the meat and potatoes. If I did that, we would be here to 4 o'clock in the morning. I just want to pull back the curtain a little bit, like I say, from time to time in the council meetings, and give you a glimpse of what it's like to be a council member, on what we do, and how the hours and the dedication we put in, because what I'm about to read you is something that I can speak for all of my peers have put the time into, not just me, but this is just my account on what I've done. And when I basically on the meetings been vilified is the word they've used, and to use words as such as purposeful, and or to hear that we have lost faith in government, it saddens me. So I'm going to read you this, and if you still feel the same way, I'll respect it, but I'll disagree with you, but I'll respect it. But I think this really has to be heard. On 5/15 of 20, a full-time worker, Maureen Bernetti, was furloughed. From that point forward, I believe Maureen was second in charge of the library. There was never mention of the loss of services, the need to hire more, or even the word furlough. Maureen was furloughed, and no one really went and championed her cause. On November 2nd, Director Krolak was hired. A month and a half later, on 12/22 of 20, Director Krolak emailed all of us, council, and he was discussing the proposed budget from the mayor and the BA, his displeasure from it, talking about a 45-day layoff plan. Well, see, the plan was already put in place then. We were told earlier that, we just sprung on them at the last moment, but you can see it was in December. And that the library needs that money to staff wages. And that was a period after that. There really was no word for services, just alerting the council they need to staff wages. 12/22/20, our BA advised not to email all of us because it would be a quorum for a purpose, and appropriately so. 12/26, an email from the BA actually refrained their board member, Mr. DeBosch, from continuing to entice a quorum. February 3rd, 2021, requesting Mr. Director Krolak requested a meeting with 3 council members and to meet with 2 Phillipsburg Free Public Board members to discuss the 2021 budget before public hearings. That would be a quorum. No one is getting the message here. All right. Immediately, I had emailed Director Krolak, and I acknowledged that that we have the best library intentions, but I instructed our council, and our council can attest to this, to refrain from any budgetary discussion until Mayor Tresigny presents his budget. This was going to be a hot topic. I knew it. And I also introduced, at this time, I asked why that Mayor Tresigny did not have a library board pick in 2020 or in 2021, possibly raising the questions of looking into reconstituting the board. I don't know why the mayor, because every single year there should be a board pick, and there wasn't. Still, on February 3rd, an email came in from our attorney asking for any update with their board attorney, what we have. So we are trying. We're trying to keep proper, quorums, non-quorums. We're looking into different things, and we're attempting to do everything right and keep things above board, as you can see back in February. I then I then emailed Director Krolak, and I told him he has our support, but we have to see the mayor's numbers first. But there was no mention of the reconstitution of the board. February 21st, 2021. Phillipsburg Library facts.org surfaces allegedly soliciting donations, false claims, and inaccuracies against current council members. We asked to verify with the director if this holds true. A neighboring community had solicited issues, and Council Vice President Fulper was trying to protect our community because, and also our business administrator advised the Phillipsburg Chief of Police to look into this matter. So now we're getting into websites that we have to ask the Phillipsburg Free Public Library, are you in support of these websites? We are getting from our constituents, they're allegedly soliciting money, and we had our police chief look into this matter. This is all still only February. February 22nd, Director Krolak, thankfully, emailed myself and said there was no affiliation with that board. I mean, that website. February 2023, this is crazy. Check into solicitations on what balances they have, checking into accounts of their own, refutes of any accusations of knowing anyone. So they basically said, we're not part of this, and we were very glad to hear that. Some time went on, and then March 4th, Councilman Fulper emailed myself and said he was disheartened by the actions of the library after false information posted after a resident just asked a question on our meeting. So now the tide's turning here. Now we're actually defending residents, and we're still trying to appropriately keep an open mind on the budget, the budgetary needs, and what's the real issue here? Is it salary? Is it services? I don't know, because the water is getting very, very muddy at this point. March 4th, 2021. Concerns arise after the posting and the promotion of a political candidate pictured within the library and not denouncing the false website. The library didn't. This was what the director first mentioned of the dangers of politicizing their institution, which was not a good thing. The same day, Council Vice President Fulper emailed the director, and he advised that it's inappropriate and to request and approve how a director performs his duties, including a social media post. Director Krolak was asking Council Vice President to go ahead and put a post on social media retracting, or what should he say to retract it? Council Vice President appropriately said, it's not my job to do your job. This is all just on the library, not the $19 million budget. March 20th, myself, the BA, Krolak, we all were thanked by Councilman Fulper for an open and transparent meeting. Council Vice President was not happy with the politicization of the library, but it's imperative that we look beyond, and listen to this, please. It's imperative that we look beyond and work diligently for the residents. Council Vice President continued going to bat for every single person that supported the library. He supported the library, and he was the guy that pushed and pushed and pushed, and in the end, actually got the most resistance and the feedback. And I really feel for Council Vice President on that. Myself, Councilman Piazza, Board President Bullock, CFO, and the BA met at the library, and it was a good meeting. We adjourned on good understanding and working together. We even had a separate budget meeting just for the library to have a standalone, whatever you need, even after everything I said. And at that point, it just all turned nasty. I can keep going and going and going, not to bore anybody. Bottom line is this. We collect approximately $260,000 from our taxpayers' money. That goes to the Phillipsburg Free Public Library. That is a fully funded library obligation. Mayor Tresigny came in at $525,000. Now, my math tells me that's a 100% increase on top of the obligation of the town to fund the library. Council then added 6.5% with $33,500, including a 10% cut, council and mayor, of our own salaries. That's 106.5% increase of the obligation the town is supposed to put in the library. And what did we do? For months and months and weeks and meetings, we took the heat. It's an election year. I get that, but that's okay. We stood strong. I always said, I'm just going to support the mayor's budget, and I did. And there's a lot more behind this. But the bottom line is, a recent meeting that I sat in on, Mayor Pasigny, off of our resolution, after we discussed it, and like Council Vice President always said, we did not want to take your money. We don't want your money. But statutorily, we have to move forward. It's our Constitution, it's the law. Had an opportunity before it got to the state librarian's desk to take that money and put it towards the salaries and the services. And in that meeting, the board decided to table it. It was right there. The handshake was out. The hand was not shook. And it's a lot of money to have in the bank. And this was really a daunting, exhausting time for me, because it's only up the street. I see the same people that walk to that library every single day. We have nice conversations. Some people give me dirty looks. It's okay. I talk to them. They understand. I wish them well, but I have to tell you, anybody wants this, email me. Give it to you in a PDF form, because there's a lot more. I don't want to waste your time. I actually get sad as I'm talking to it. Most importantly, I actually feel for Council Vice President, who from Jump Street supported, and in the end got the most slaps in the face by any of the supporters out there. I think that's a shame. That's all I have. Okay. We have a motion. Special events permit for the Bernie Mae American Legion Post 457 to have a coin toss at the intersection of South Main Street and Union Square, June 12th, 2021. A motion for that.
So moved.
Said that. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Wonderful. Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Council President?
Yes.
I'd like to recommend we waive the $25 fee for the veterans.
I think that's extremely admirable.
I'd at least ask the council to consider it.
Council, any further discussion on the Council Vice President's motion?
That can just go on the next as a refund, right? Since we're in the middle of voting.
Yes, they paid for it, so we could. Well, I think we could still waive it, actually. Vic?
I am not sure.
Counselor has his hand up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, guys. I would just caution the council about waiving fees because of the type of organization that it is. I understand that it is a noble organization. We had this conversation back in 2000 and I think it was 17 about donating money for a roof replacement. And the opinion given then is analogous to the situation that we have today, where you can't donate public funds for private purposes unless allowed to do so by statute. This is a little bit different because we'll be waiving a fee, but I would like to check the code to make sure that we have a provision in the code that enables us to do that.
The only reason I ask, Rich, is because we were able to waive certain fees for like the youth organizations because they provided a service we didn't provide.
Yes.
And it's clear. I mean, obviously, Phillipsburg does not provide veteran services, which I would hope one day we were able to. But the Legion does. So if it's possible, and I know it's only $25, but I would like to waive the fees if possible. So if you could, I mean, I'll vote for it this evening. But then if it is clear that we can give them a refund, I would propose that we place that refund on the next agenda.
So DJ had his hand raised. I don't know if he has.
I don't want to hear from DJ anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, the current town code allows us to waive up to 75%. It just seems like I don't think I applied that 75%, so their fee would actually only be about $6. So if you're okay with them paying, because they have already paid, and I can certainly refund them the difference. Just the current code is up to 75% for veterans organizations.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's vote on it tonight, and then whatever, like council, I think councilwoman would be correct. We could issue the refund at the next council meeting. Does that, Council President, does that sound okay with you?
It does. I was gonna actually go up there and buy him a whole bunch of ice cream.
Listen, I mean, whatever we can do to support the veterans,
I
honestly,
say we do both.
let's do it.
Yes, I like that. Okay.
I could
I
choose
think
my
we had,
favorite.
I think we had a second, so I will ask Clerk Kleiner to do a roll call.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes. Councilor Wenner, we did plan on going into an executive session regarding revolving loan. We still on with that?
I am if you are.
Councilwoman, good?
Yep.
Okay. That's, I would believe that would be resolution 2021-144. Am I correct, Clerk Kleiner? That would be a resolution to provide for an executive meeting at the town council of the town of Phillipsburg for the purpose of considering. Counselor, you want to help me with the ending?
Sure, for the purposes of considering matters regarding potential litigation, no action will be taken in executive session.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I'll send you the invite to the breakout room.
We have the motion to go in. Leave regular session.
So moved.
Thank you. Hurry up, Randy. Don't kick us all out.
Second.
Roll call, Clerk Kleiner.
Councilman Wyatt,
Yes.
Councilman Piazza,
Yes.
Councilwoman DeGirolamo,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fulper,
Yes.
Council President McVeigh.
Yes.
Who do I need, Rich?
We need Bob, Heidi, is she still on?
I don't believe Bob is.
Is Heidi still on? I don't see Heidi.
Nope.
So then just the usual suspects. Mayor, council, and Rob.
Yep. Okay. Vicky, I can't find your name. I can't add you. I'll have council president set up like he did last time when Lori couldn't be added. We'll be right back out, okay? We'll set up the recording option in the breakout room.
Okay, give us a minute.
I think I got everyone.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, motion to come out of executive session, enter a regular session.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we're in executive session for about 6 or 7 minutes, during which time we discuss pending litigation regarding collectability of a loan issued to the revolving loan program, as well as the status of other loans which are in default. No action was taken.
Thank you, sir. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
He's tired. All in favor?
Aye.